Hello everyone, good morning. It's me Lakshman from USA. Hope everyone are doing good and watching our Learn to Home webinar series on day-to-day basis. On both AEC, not only on AEC sector, we are conducting the webinars on MFG sector also. It's in the time slot of 4:30 to 5:30. Please do subscribe our channel so that you will be getting live updates about our channel. Then when we are coming live, it will be notifying you. Yes, today we are going to see about integrating RoboStructure analysis and Revit. So this topic is more or less related to the topic that we have seen in my webinar, last webinar, an overview of RoboStructure analysis. In that webinar, in that topic, while we are seeing the presentation, that you would have heard more times I would have repeated the term called collaboration. So the collaboration between the Autodesk products. Yes, our major strength, the Autodesk major strength relies on the collaboration because in Autodesk you have all sector tools. So like we are having AutoCAD a 2D platform tool, we are having Revit a 3D platform tool, and we do have advanced steel for steel detailing things, and we are having our own analysis and designing software also. As you all know, Robot is an analysis and designing tool. So now, as I said earlier, the collaboration part is more important in the current industry. It is one of the most challenges we are facing in the current industry. See, like what is the practice now? It's going is like the modeler will be doing the models in their own tool, in their perspective tool. Then the model will be sent to the designer. Then what will be the designers doing? The designer will be again modeling the same thing in their design tool. In their design tool, they will be modeling the things, and they will be analyzing it and designing it, and they will be giving the results again to the modeler. So the modeler will be incorporating. He will be detailing the things, and he will be incorporating the things in the drawing, and he will be documenting it, and he will be sending it to the clients or to the site. So, what is the difference between other tools and our Autodesk tools? So here plays a major role. In Autodesk, we have all such type of tools which we saw now as an workflow. We are having all such type of tools. In these tools, how we are integrating with each other. So this term is called as a collaboration. So now, how a modeler is going to model the things in Revit and how he is going to bring it to the robot. So is that a whole workflow is going to be followed here? No. The answer is no. Now we can see that how we can overcome this challenge and we can make it easy and productive here. Yes, the first thing I would like to say here is a modeler, a person who is going to do a model in Revit, if he is having Revit 2020 or Revit 2019 also, what he need to do first is, first we have to install structural analysis link. So the structural analysis the link where we are going to transfer our models directly from Revit to Robot. So where to download the structural analysis? Actually, it's an add-in in Revit where you can download it directly from Autodesk App Store, or you can open your Google Chrome and you can type Autodesk App Store over here. I'll say the other way also how you can download it from your software itself. I'll say in a while. Yes, here in the Autodesk App Store, here while making it, search the filter, move the filter to Revit, structural analysis toolkit. Yes, so this is the one. So this is the one you are going to download in your machine, where you have Revit 2020 and Robot 2020, or if you have 19, you should have the same versions of softwares installed in your system. There should be no version conflict should be there. Like if you have Revit 1919 and if you are going to work in 2020, the answer is no. You should have the same version installed for both the softwares. So now I am having Revit 2020 and Robot 2020 in my mission. So I can download this Structure Analysis Toolkit 2020. It will be downloaded in your Revit. So the add-in will be placed in your Revit. So once I click this, I'll be getting the option to download it. You can download and you can install in your mission. As I have it already, I'm not going to download it now. So let me show you the place from where you can get this direct link. So now we have opened the Opera, we have opened the Google and we have typed Autodesk App Store and we have came across this. We do have other option from our software itself. Before my Revit gets open, let's see what is the structure analysis link and how it will work. Right? Yes. So as I informed, this is a structure analysis link. This will be an add-in in Revit. The add-in will be there in your Analyze tab. In Revit, we'll be having Analyze tab. In the Analyze tab, we'll be having this link called Robot Structure Analysis. If you drop down it, we'll be having two types of two tools will be there. Sorry. Yes, the two tools will be there. The one is reinforcement code check and the second one is robot structure analysis link. So this will be the thing in Revit. In Robot, it's an default thing. We'll be having it in Robot. In Robot, you can find it in add-ins. Under add-ins, integration. In integration, we'll be having Autodesk Revit structure. So these are the two places we are going to play with this integrations. So in Revit, we want to install it. In Robot, the default thing will be there already in it. Yes, these are the two things you're going to note. Now, first thing, if you want to integrate these two softwares, you want to install Structure Analysis Toolkit according to the versions. Then after the installation, you can find it in your Analyze tab. You will be having a thing called Robot Structure Analysis. So then in Robot, you will be having it in add-ins. In add-ins under integration, we'll be having Autodesk Revit structure. So how does integration works between these two softwares? Yes, in Revit structure and in Robot, we'll be having this kind of dialog box when you try to open the integration menu. So we'll be getting the direct integration menu while we'll be getting this toolbox while trying to open the integration. Under this, we are having the options called send model and results, and update model, right? So we'll be having two choices of integration. We'll be having direct integration and we'll be having send to the intermediate file. So what is meant by this direct integration and what is meant by this send to the intermediate file? Direct integration means in the system, two softwares should be installed. That is, Revit should also be there in the system and Robot should also be there in the system. If these two softwares are there in the system, you can go with direct integration. If you don't have, if you are a modeler and you are going to give the file to the design person, so you are not having robot structure analysis, then you should go to the second option. Like this direct integration will directly open the robot structure analysis software and we can work on it. If you are not having robot structure analysis, it's not a problem. You can save the format as SMXX and you can again take the file to the other your designer system and he can open it in the robot by using robot structure analysis. He can open this .smxx file. So as I said earlier, in both the softwares, the toolbar looks alike. So this is in Revit. While trying to, if you are going to export the model to the other software, that is from Revit, if you are going to export it to Robot, or from Robot, if you are going to export it to Revit, what tool you are going to use. So under this tab, we have an tool called send model, right? So if you're going to click the send model, your model will be exported and it will be it will be exported to the other thing. Like the same thing in robot also. In robot we'll be having the other thing called send model and result. So you can use these two to export the model from robot to Revit. Likewise for import also. In Revit, if you like to import the model from robot, you will be having an option called update model and update model and results. Then in robot, we'll be having an option called update model. So I'm showing it in a presentation manner now. So we can see it in live so that you'll be understanding the things more. So this is just an view that how this Revit objects works. So in a structural perspective, how this, if you're going to export your model to a robot structure analysis, how this works. Like in Revit, we'll be having structural column, structural framing elements, right? So all the structural column and structural framing elements will be having its analytical model properties. So a main thing required to integrate between Revit and robot is analytical properties. So not the structural column or the structural beam will be exported to your robot. Your analytical column and analytical beam only will be exported to the robot. So as I said, the analytical properties, you should have the analytical properties to a structural column or structural beam or structural frame. You should have the analytical properties in it so that it will be exported to robot. Likewise, you can see here an universal beam has an option in this properties called enable analytical. So enable analytical properties. If the check is on, only the model, the element will be transferred to robot section analysis, or otherwise it will not transport. The error will be occurring while transferring the objects. Like you can see, this is the robot properties. This beam has been transferred to robot in the name of analytical beam. So this is the main point we should look at it. So you should have the analytical properties in your Revit model so that the analytical properties is only going to be exported to your robot structure analysis. Can you see the analytical model categories in the Revit? So this is the place where in the visibility graphics page you can see this analytical model categories. Here you'll be having, if you are going to normally we'll be seeing our structural beam and structural columns in our Revit workspace. If you want to see the analytical lines or analytical notes of the things, you want to switch on these things so that you can see the analytical properties of the same. How the objects will be getting transferred from Revit to robot. Like I said, it will be transferred in the analytical properties will be transferred. Like analytical column will be will be transferred as a column in robot. Analytical beam will be transferred. These are all the simple things that you want to keep in mind, that only the analytical properties from Revit is going to be transferred to robot, or otherwise if the element doesn't contain any analytical properties, it will not transfer to robot. Now before we see the rest of slides, I'll open my Revit. As I said earlier, now we can see the option how to download this add-in directly. Yes, I'll open. No, I don't want to open. Can you see the link? Can you see the tool over here, Autodesk App Store? So directly from your Revit, if I click this option, directly Autodesk App Store will be getting open. Here you can type the structure analysis toolkit now. So it makes easier, right? So from your software itself, you can go to Autodesk App Store and you can download the things. So you don't want to type in Google and you don't want to make the things. Just open your Revit, and the upper top right corner you will be having an option. You will be having the tool like card symbol will be there. The card symbol is nothing but Autodesk App Store. If you click that, you will be redirected to Autodesk App Store page. There, by filtering into Revit, you can type Structural Analysis Toolkit, which version you have. You can download the version so that in your model, I'll open a new model. I'll say where you can find the structure analysis toolkit once you downloaded the thing, downloaded and installed the package. Like in Analyze, can you see? Before installing or before downloading and installing the structure analysis toolkit, you can't able to see this structure analysis panel in your tab, in your ribbon bar. You can't able to find the structure analysis panel. So after downloading and installing, you will be getting the structure analysis panel. Here, dropping down it, as we saw over there in the PPT, we will be having two options here. So can you see the same toolbar which we saw there? Yes, we will go deep into it. Now we can see how we can transfer the things from how the Revit and robot is integrating with each other. Like I'll show you a live demo how it works. I have a sample model which I have created. So I will open that model. Structural model. So I have created a 3-story building with columns and beams are there. Columns, beams and slabs are there. So can you see over here? So we are having a column and beam. Like my column is an concrete column, RCC column. It has an property of 500 by 1000. So as we saw there, can you see this enable analytical model is ticked? So if it is ticked only, it will be transferred to robot. So this is the main point. You're going to note it down. So if this option is not in the tick, you're not going to be the elements are not going to transfer to the robot structure analysis. Yes. Now what is the situation here is, now your modeler has done the model. Now what a designer should be doing is he should be analyzing it and he should be designing for this column or for this beam. He'll be applying the loads and he'll be designing the column and beams. So he'll be giving the results of how many reinforcements or how many bars we want to place in the column and how many bars we want to place in the beam. Now the usual workflow which is followed by the companies, or that they'll be doing the model in they'll be doing the model in 2D, like plan will be there in the 2D. Now the plan will be passed to the designers and he will be replicating the thing same in his design tool. Then he will be consumed some time to model the things. If the model have some complexities, he will be again coming to the architects and he will be asking the things and he will be again making the things in his design tool, and he will be consuming more time in the modeling itself. Now, using this integration option, we are going to make the time. We are going to make the things easier and simpler, so that the designer will do his job only. That is, his job is to design and analysis only. He is not going to make the model. Now, as we have the modeling tool Revit and Autodesk, so that the Revit and robot is going to integrate with each other. Now I am having my Revit and robot in my same mission, so I am going to use direct integration link other than sending it to the intermediate file. Like if you don't have robot in your system, your designer is a separate team, so you're going to send the file to him. You want to make the second option. I'll let you know which option is it. It is. So now we have the model completed. Now our job is to send it to robot and make the analysis and design over there, and we are going to bring the results pakka from there to here. So how the results are going to be reflected here in my Revit, we are going to see that now. Like I'm going to come to this Analyze tab. In Analyze tab, as I said, we will be having structure analysis panel. Drop down this, the second option called robot structure analysis link. Click this. So we'll be having the options called send model, update model and results, direct integration, and send to the intermediate file. Like send model is I am going to send the model. I am going to export the model to the robot. Like update model and update models and reports results is importing the model from robot. The first one is exporting the model to robot, and the last two is importing the model from robot. Types of integration, as I said earlier, we are having two types of integration here. Like if you have robot in the same mission, I'm going to use this option direct integration, or if you are going to send it to the other system where we have robot, like you can use a send to intermediate file. What it will do is it will create a file called dot, like to see how it works. Like first I'm going to send the model to robot direct integration through the option called direct integration. In send options, we'll be having that what and all should be sent. Like if you have some connections and all, like I can tick this, and the connections also will be transferred to robot. So these are all. I'm going to ignore. I didn't apply any self-height here, so I don't want the self-height and all. I can create all the things over there. So I'm giving OK. Now we are going to directly push the model to the robot. In my system, robot is there, but the robot is not in the open condition. You can see how this integration works. It will open the robot automatically. Like I'm going to give OK. Now you can see, as per the complexity, as per the weightage of the project, your model will be pushed to the RoboSecture analysis. It will take some time regards to your complexity and weightage. For me, most probably within a minute or within few seconds, it should be transferred. Yes, I think so. The transferring is happening. We'll be getting. Can you see? My robot has been. My RoboSecture analysis software have been open here. Like what it is saying, sending to RoboSecture analysis is completed. Command completed successfully. Do you want to see the event reports? Like a log file, it will be creating a log file. What and all got transferred? What are all the warnings? What are all the errors appear? We can see in that log file. If everything is successful, we don't want to see the log file. Like I'll give no here. Can you see the RoboSecture analysis have been automatically opened? And as I said earlier, the main point to be noted here is analytical properties, analytical lines. Only the analytical lines from my Revit structure have been transferred to the robot. If the element doesn't have the analytical properties, the things will not be getting transferred to robot. You'll be getting the error message over there. See, our columns and beams have been transferred here. Now what we are going to do here, like before, what we can do is we have shown how the direct integration works. Now I'll tell you that how the intermediate file will work. Send to intermediate file, give OK. Choose the place where the intermediate file should be saved. Let me choose this. I'm having the name called structural model.xmxx. I'll give save. Now you have saved your file as an in your local machine. You have saved your file as a file format. You have saved your file. Now it has been completed successfully. You can note the things. While direct integration, it took some minute to transfer, but while saving the file in the local as an intermediate file, it finished the process easily. Now in my documents, they have saved the things, right? So in the document, structural model.smxx, it's just 6 KB. It have transferred the model to an format called smxx. Now you can come to your robot. Let me open a new model. Let me open a new tab, and I will show you how to import the things. Oh my god, do you want to load the template? No, I'll give no. Okay, what I will do, I will open this template. Like you can give just open project, move to documents. Where is the documents? Yes, it's here. Oh, sorry. It should not be like opening. I have missed out the point. It should not be like opening. We should import the things like as we saw there. We in analyze tab we had an option called structure analysis tab panel was there, in that robot structure analysis link was there. Here in the add-ins, you will be having the integration tab. In integration, we will be having Autodesk Revit structure here. What we are going to do, we are going to bring the model, right? So we are going to bring the model. You can give this update from the intermediate file .smxs, give OK, and now come to your documents, structural model.smxs, open. Now it's getting imported to the robot. Command completed successfully? No. Let me go to the view. Can you see the same model have been imported over here? So the two options we have seen now. So the first one is direct integration, which opens your robotics analysis directly and it places the model over there. If you don't have the robotics analysis here in your system, if you are going to pass it to the other system, so you want to use this option, send to the intermediate file, so it will be saved in the local system and you can send the file to your colleague system, and there he can open the robot, and from add-ins you'll be having an option called integration. In integration, Autodesk Revit structure, under it you can click this option update model, update from the intermediate file, then OK, then choose the file and open it. It will be getting open. So these are the two options you are going to use it to integrate between Revit and robot. Now as the model has been transferred to robotics analysis, now the job is to do the design and analysis and design and to bring the results here to the Revit. Now we don't have any reinforcements. Let me change the thing to wireframe. We don't have any reinforcements placed. As you can see clearly, we don't have any reinforcements placed here. Now what we will do, we will go to the robo section analysis. We will analyze and design these things. Like do we have any, we have shown an overview about the software in the previous session. The first thing you want to do is you want to set the preferences over here, like preferences. As I have the preferences already, like what I will do, I will set the preferences as my project. Like you can see all my preferences which I have specified has been imported. So now I have our so the first thing is to set your preferences, then you can give OK. Now the next thing is to I will delete these load cases which have been transferred from Revit. To delete that, I'll come to this load types and I will make the thing delete all. Now we don't have any loads cases over here. Now what we are going to run is we are going to run the analysis check. First we are going to run the analysis check to first we are going to run the analysis check to get the dead load of the members. Can you see the dead load have been applied now to all the members? That self weight of the members have been calculated automatically by the robot. Now the second task is to create my live loads. So to create the live loads, first thing we need to do is we need to define the load case. So what type of load we are going to make. So I'm going to come to this load type, like I'm going to give my live loads LL1 add, and I'm going to apply some other another one live load like LL2 add. Then let me give this close here. Now coming to I'm going to give my live load 1 LL1. So I'm going to just I have added my load case over there. Now I'm going to apply the loads. So what type of load I'm going to apply? Let's come to this load definition. Here I'm going to apply the UDL load for these beams. I'll take this portion alone. Like we are going to see how the results transferring is working with robot and Revit. Like I'm going to take this column and beam. Let's see how the results transfer works. I'm going to add a bar load. Before that, I will uncheck this column, or otherwise for this column that load will be getting applied. So bar load, select your UDL load. Like I'm going to apply for my beams now. It's in Z direction, right? So I'm going to give minus 2 kilonewton. I'm going to add 2 kilonewton. So apply to this beam, apply to this beam, this beam, this beam. So I'm going to take this frame. Like I'm not going to design for this whole frame. I'm going to just design for this beam alone. Like we have our loads applied for the beams. Now my second task is to assign a lateral load to the columns. I'm going to come to live load 2. Load definition like a wind load or a wind passes, wind. I'm going to give lateral load here, but it's in X direction, 2 kilonewton of lateral load I'm giving. Just for an example, like this side, a load applies on it, and I'm going to give close. Now we have load applied to this. I can try with my dead load itself, but to refresh you about how to apply the loads, I have applied these two loads. Likewise, you can apply your own loads on your buildings, and you can see how it works. I have given a basic dead load and live load here in my columns and beams. Now we are going to run our second run in the analysis so that we'll be getting the results of shear force and bending moments, like how much deformation is there in the building. We can come to know that how much bending moment and shear force for the beams and columns are there. I'm going to run my second run. So the second run now being completed. Now you can see the results of the beams and columns over here in the result diagrams. Let me see for this beam alone. All, open a new window, apply. Can you see? So I will apply my parameters, labels. Yes. Can you see the bending moment and shear force? So how much bending? So the robot has completed its check. You can see the things here. Let me come out of this. So now like I'll come to my general model. Like we have seen this the before thing itself. So I'm not going to repeat the things how to get the results and all. My main aim is to bring the results and get the results to the Revit part. Now we have run the analysis for these whole building. Now we have got the results for this column and beam. So I will take this beam and column. I'll take this beam on these two columns. Let me go to the design directly. Before designing it, what I will do is, okay, design provided reinforcement of RC elements. I didn't do any load combinations over there. For the simple load cases itself, we can design the things now. We can do the load combinations also, as I have mentioned in my previous webinar. You can refer that webinar, like how to create the load cases, how to do the designs and all. So I'll give OK here. They have got our beam and the column. Yes, I have got my columns and beams into my design panel. Now what I'm going to do is, like this and all, we have told you already, like we should change this parameters and we should make a run so that the reinforcements and the results of the things will be happening. What I will do, I will come to this calculation options. So you can check these things. So M20. I have my specific. No, I don't have it. So I'll give OK and I'll run the check for it. So let me start the calculation. Like you want to change these parameters and you want to run your design check. Like if you want to change anything like length or width of the beam, you can change it from here. I'll run the design calculation now. Calculate. So I have got my results now. Like if I go to the beam reinforcement, can you see the reinforcements on the beam have been happened? So We have got the results here. We have got the cross sections also. Now we have got our beam results, right? We have got the reinforcements. Like your designer will be getting the reinforcements now. In the usual workflow, what the thing will be happening is with these results will be sent to the modeler. The modeler, what he will be doing with these results, he will be modeling and detailing the things in the 2D platform, and he'll be do the documenting works. Now the work, the what we are here doing is like a designer and a designer don't want to concentrate on modeling. A modeler is sending the model, we are just importing it in our robot, we have got the whole model. Our work is just to add the loads and do the analysis part and do the design part. Now we have got the results. Now our job is to push this model to the modeler. Again, we can see how it works. Like we have got the results over here. You can see the material survey and how much materials are there. What are all the reinforcements have been applied over there. Now we have got the results for the beam, right? So now the same thing for column. Let me go to the column part. What I will do, let me check here. Okay, let the thing be as it is. I will run my calculation. Calculate. Okay, now this also have been calculated. Now what we will do, we will see the column reinforcements have it happened or not. Yes, the column reinforcements also happen. See, this is just for the example. I didn't set my parameters so that the stirrups are all like this. This is not our native Indian Indian design. Like we won't have the stirrups like this for a normal residential building. We will be having just an box box shaped stirrups. Like this is just for an example. So what we have done, we have done the column part. Now I will run for this column also. We have got the column results. Now in the note you can take the results of it and you can print this for your information. Now what I will do, let me, where it is, let me go back to the geometry. Now we have got the results for this beam, this column and this column, right? So now what we have to simply do is like you can save this model. Oops. Sorry. It will not take more minute. Sorry. It will mostly it will not happen mostly, but as I have didn't upgraded to the hotfix and all, it happened like direct integration. Okay, it's a few minute work only. I will do it quickly. For this only, we should save our model before itself. If I would have saved my model, I would have taken the backup and I would have made the things, but I didn't save the things, so I'm making it again. So please do save your model in an stipulated time. You can keep the time like every 2 minutes or every 5 minutes. You can save the model. So the first thing I will do is I will save my model. Let me create a new folder here. Trial. So my name is structure.rtd. What I will do, the things are first to delete the load cases and to run my first check, like I'm applying the dead loads. This is the repeated process, like you also can know that what I have done in the previous thing. Like I'm going to add my live loads, add live load, add. Loads. Yes, now I'm going to run, sorry, before running it, I want to apply the loads, right? So for my live load one, I'll go to the bar load and I'll apply the loads to my, before it, we have forgotten the thing that the job preferences should be set to our project thing, my project. Like I'll check whether it is correct or not. Yes, it's right. So I'll keep my project. Now LL1 coming to this load definition, bar load. So -2. I'll apply for this beam, this beam, this beam. Sorry. For this beam. I'll close this. Then for the second load case, like a wind is hitting my column, so I'm going to apply a lateral load in my column bar. It's 0, and in the x direction it's 2. And I'm not applying the loads to the full building, full project. I'm not applying. I'm concentrating on just this frame alone, this beam and this column. Let us see how it works. Like I'll run my analysis check now. So I have informed you already like how to get the analysis results and all. I'll move to the design part. Design, provide reinforcement of elements. Okay. Yes. So now we have got our beams and columns here. So what I will do, I will just run the things. We'll be getting the beam reinforcements. Yes, as you are seeing here, we have got our beam reinforcement. Likewise, I will go to the column and I will run my calculation. Column reinforcement. Yeah, we have got. Like for this column also, calculate, and I have got the things. Now what I will do, let me go to the start. I will save this model again. Let me not repeat the thing like I didn't save in the before thing. You can go to your add-ins, integration, advanced Autodesk Rivet structure. What I'm going to do, I'm going to send the model and results to the Rivet structure. Or otherwise, go to your Rivet. Here what you can do, you can again come to this model. You can update model and results. In the update option, reinforcements. I want my reinforcements back here. So you can see the magic now. I'm going to give OK. Like model 1 analysis and results, model 1 required reinforcements are going to be updated. It will take some time as the whole model is getting updated. If you are going to select any one beam and any one column, it will be an easy job. We are having two options, like in Rivet you can give update, or in Robot you can give send and update the results. It will be sending to Rivet, or coming back to the Rivet you can update the model. Or if you are not using both in the same system, you want to do that intermediate option only. Again you have to save it as an SMXS file. Then we have to bring it to our Robot. Sorry, in Rivet we have to import it again, and we have to see the updates. Now by updates are happening, that now you can see the thing, how the workflow is simple and easy. Like a design guy is going to do only his design job, a modeler guy is going to do his only his detailing and model. Both are not going to waste their times. Like a design guy will not be modeling the things again, and he is not going to take time, so much time over there. So the works will be getting completed easily and in the fast manner. Can you see the reinforcements have been applied? Yes. Now what I will do, I will keep it as wireframe. Yeah. Can you see here? It's easy, right? So it's easy and simpler workflow that makes no losses, no data losses, and the results which we have got from our design software have been transferred immediately to our modeling tool, so that there is no work of again modeling the things here, again creating the reinforcements and again modeling the things. The work completed in like you can try it yourself itself. Like if you are going to create a plan and if you are going to give to your designer, he is going to model the things again, he is going to apply the loads and he is going to give the design results to you. Again he will be modeling the things. Like if it is going to happen for a half a day, these things will be getting finished in 2 hour in a hour time itself. It's an easy go process, right? So what we can do, let me go to the 3D realistic portion, and I will select these reinforcements, filter. I want to see in my realistic also, right? So check none, rebar. Okay, here we'll be having visibility options. I will give instructions solid. Can you see the reinforcements here? So our workflow is simpler and easy. Like the first thing, I'm going to select this logo structure. I'm going to send the things over there, direct integration, and I will give OK. My model will be updated over here in robot. I'm going to do the design part over here. Like you will be having add-ins, integration, Autodesk Rivet structure. You, after the design is completed, you can send the model and results directly from here also, or you can go to your Rivet again. In Rivet, you will be having the option to update the model and results. Not only update the model will just update the outer model alone. If you have changed anything over there, it will be updating the properties of the model alone. Like if you give update model and results, the design results over there will be transferred here to Rivet. That is the reinforcements given in the design software will be transferred directly to the Rivet. Here the reinforcements will be happened automatically. We don't want to draw it or model it again. So the time reduced, time minimized is more here. So the projects can be completed easily and more projects can be done in a stipulated time. So this is the simple workflow that I have completed. So now coming back to the presentation which we have left over there, like what type of workflow which we have done now has been noted here. See, like changes should be made in only one model. Like if you are going to make a change in Rivet, as the constant thing should be there. Example, first the Rivet structure model should be exported to robot, then the changes in the robot, then you want to come to a not coming to a Rivet structure, update the model using the option, then changes in Rivet structure, export to robot. Like you want to send it to robot again, and this should be the process. This should be the workflow. Then what are all the things that will be updated over there, and what are all the things which will not be brought to the robot? Like load cases will be if it is in Rivet or if it is in robot, in the both the cases it will be transferred. Combinations, yes, the combinations also will be transferred. It is recommended to transfer always the full model, not a part of the model or not only a single element should be transferred. This should be avoided. It is recommended to transfer the full model. If you have splitted or divided any objects in robot, that will not be reflected while you are updating the model to robot to Rivet. That will not be updated in your Rivet model. So the claddings and the curtain walls are not transferred, whether from robot or Rivet to robot. This will not be getting transferred. Then the arc walls are not be imported from robot to Rivet. If you have created any arc walls from robot, it will not be transferred to Rivet. Rivet arc wall geometry, like the same thing only. So column walls in Rivet should be created from level to level. That is we will be creating, sometimes we will be creating from ground level to the top level, right? So it should not be created, we will not be creating like it. It's an advice that we should create it from slab to slab level. So beams in Rivet as a default or pinned. So the beams are pinned in default in Revit. If you want to change anything, you can go to the robot and you can export it to robot, and you can see in the conditions over there. Storage should be created in robot before exporting. It's not the matter like you are going to create from Revit to robot only, so this point will not be a valid point. So this is the round trip workflow that lies between robot and Revit. So yes, this is all about today's topic. We'll put a end note here. Like if you have any doubts or clarifications on this, like if you want to know about RoboSector analysis more, or if you want to know about this integrating, how to integrate the things, you all have our have my number and email ID. You can feel free to contact me at any time. You can put your feedbacks, or if you have any doubts instantly, you can put in the chat box over here, so that we'll be replying to it. Or if you would like to have a demo session on it, please do mail us or please do call me. We'll be reverting you back. Yes, thanks for the time. Thank you.